Well, let's bring in Vanessa Sturman, who is a transformational health coach and a vegan. Vanessa, you've been listening to that conversation. I mean, we're talking about two different reports here, one of which is talking about, the fact that vegan food is no healthier, vegan fast food is no healthier for you than food with meat in it. That might surprise some people.
Yes, but if you actually look at what's being reported, it says that actually the vegetarian options are not necessarily healthier than the omnivorous options. And vegetarian food and vegan food are different. Vegetarian food has dairy and eggs in. In eggs, you have a huge amount of cholesterol. Most of the population are actually intolerant to dairy, and it comes with another whole host of health problems. The story also says that the vegetarian options are more likely to have more saturated fat than the omnivorous options. And the report is failing to say that processed red meat and red meat are classified as type 1 carcinogens, type 2 carcinogens, respectively, by the World Health Organization, and that those products will generally have less fiber in than the plant-based options. And the population is more deficient in fiber than they are protein. And a report last year from The Lancet said that ultra-processed plant-based alternatives did not have something called multi-morbidity risk. So that means the risk of getting 2 or more long-term diseases like cancer and heart disease from those products, which the meat alternatives did have. So the way it's being reported is very misleading. Those plant-based alternatives are still much healthier than the meat ones.
Well, the report says that on average, plant-based meals contained about as many calories as meat alternatives, and that overall the results confirm that switching to plant-based junk food will not decrease the risk of diabetes and obesity.
Yes, so those products might have more calories in. I'm not saying that you should go and eat those fast food products all the time at all. We want to be focusing on plant-based whole foods, which we know are fantastic for our health. The places in the world that live the longest with the least chronic disease are pretty much whole foods, plant-based. So yes, you do need to consume consciously because those foods might have more calories in because of the way they're made, but they do not have the same risk of disease. And we've seen that time and time again with evidence-based reporting and science that you are more at risk of those lifestyle diseases from the meat-based products, not the plant-based ones.
But I suppose those sort of countries where people do well, Vanessa, take countries like Japan, there are animal products in that diet. Fish, for example, high-protein products like fish, which can be harvested sustainably. They're a part of a healthy diet in places like Japan where people do live a very long time.
Yes, so some of those communities absolutely do have some animal products, but a very small amount of those. And you can get protein from all plants. Plants give you a complete protein if you have a variety of those plants. And the reason that those communities are having such low amounts of chronic disease is pretty much because of the plant-based whole foods and the healthier lifestyle they lead. I am not saying that you have to be 100% vegan to lead a healthy lifestyle, and you do have to be focusing on plant-based whole foods. I am absolutely not saying that you should go and eat all of those fast foods and have a healthy diet with it at all.
And I wonder whether that's a con that people feel. That's a problem here, Vanessa, that if I'm eating something that says plant-based written on it, and it can be just as filthy as a burger, I'm sort of conning myself a little bit.
So, yes, we do need to be looking at going, like I said, more towards the whole foods route. Yeah. So fruits, vegetables, whole grains, tofu, beans. So what all those communities, for example, in the blue zones have, so those communities living the longest, they all eat a huge amount of beans and lentils. So we need to be focusing on those foods, regardless of whether you are vegan or not. But if you are going for those fast food options, as we've seen with the risk of diabetes, cancer, etc., you are still better off going for the plant-based option. As I said, the way it's been reported is misleading because it is talking about the vegetarian options not being healthier.
Vanessa Sturman, transformational health coach and vegan, and Philip Dunn, Conservative MP and Chair of the Environmental Audit Committee. Thank you both.